Welcome to another episode of Limitless Trading. Hopefully, you caught the move that we had suggested in our previous video, where I had said that while the bull flag was not playing out, it actually broke down. To be careful shorting 52.12 because there was a little bit of support of 51.50 on the daily. We were oversold, and in our dark pool, buyers were stepping in, right? So I said, hey, if 52.12 holds, we're going to come back and test liquidity at least to 54.12 and possibly come back to 5460. We knew POTUS was going to say something friendly because he has these friends up here at 5630 that want to get out. They don't want to stay there with the bond market rolling over after July. So you patiently start, saying that you're not going to do this with Powell, that with Powell. All the deals are going to be made because, in fact, the market is getting ready to roll over. So you get your friends out, and then you roll the market over. But if you took the long at 52.12, again, you're just running stops. We're probably going to get another dip with a PMI on Wednesday, maybe the job report Thursday, but the market's going to go bullish into the 29th of April, most likely. But again, level by level, 52.12 held. If 5400 turns into support, you could risk on a little bit. And then if 5460, this area turns into support, we're going to 5580, 5630, to get out again the three wise men. Now, if you didn't take the long, because of fear, or the market just wasn't working with you, wait till 5450 rejects, or if we reject this 5400 and then break down again back to 5212. But we got to know that if this breaks down again, we're going to go lower. We're going to break all of these supports, come back to retest the 5800 area, and possibly go lower again. We have dark pools at 3500, but I suspect those are the August, September dark pools. We're more likely to hit the 5630 area, reject it, maybe turn this into support around FOMC, but one level at a time. On the micro levels, I had said let level defend. So once we had the gap fill, 51.21, 51.45 was something we were looking at to go long. This is starting to look like an inverted head and shoulders, or it could be a cup and handle, depending on how you see it. And as of this closing, we're way overbought at 5400 area. Now, what I tell people is you don't go long up here. You wait for a back test. Now, while there is a gap up at 5600, we're still bearish. Let's see if 5328 retests. That holds, and then we do the continuation to finish off the month. Now that we know that Powell isn't getting fired, and we have these supposed deals, but remember that the market's up almost 300 points from these longs that we have been calling, in this entire time. We said the market keeps getting oversold. You want to go long, especially with market makers up in the 5600 area that want to get out. You don't want to short against an uptrend. Wait for the trend to end. But if you see that 5400 fails, you could take a small short to come back and retest this 5328, which was the gap. But understand there's still a gap up waiting for us at the 5600 area. But ideally, we want to see 5328 hold. If that breaks down again, we're going to give all of this back to 5121, and so on. So the key again is to wait. Actually, we have the trend line here at 5530, so we're more likely to cool off to 5328 and just continue to ride this all the way up until some other news, that's bearish, comes into play. But I like to be very cautious in between gaps. I either want to see 5330 hold, and then you could slightly risk on, or wait till, for example, this was the takeoff at 52.25. Maybe let the market give some of this back at 52.25. Then then run up. We're in the middle of two gaps, a gap up and a gap down. I'm more inclined to say let it cool off. If it runs, so what? Let it run away. There's always another trade. Don't chase. You're gonna chase up, and then if you get stuck up here with some bears, with some bulls, I'm sorry, and we roll over, and you have to wait. Let the market come back. Let the market settle in what might be a cup and handle or inverse head and shoulder. Base out, and then continue on. If you like the content, subscribe, like, or email us if you want to join our team.